So today we are going to, on 10, 11, 21, we're going to add integers using the rule. Actually, rules. Because there's more than one rule. A very important day in your math career. Okay? The rules. You'll be using these rules forever and ever because you're not going to be using tiles and number lines forever. You can imagine using the tiles or the number line in your head while you're doing the math, but you're going to be using the rules. So, here we go. So, for example, if I gave you this problem of negative 72 plus 36, right? You can't use tiles. You can't really use a number line, right? It's just not convenient. So what you do is we use the rules. Here are the rules. These are the rules you're going to be using forever and ever. Rule number 1. Okay, rule number 1. Maybe you learned them in 6th grade. Makes my life easier. Maybe you already learned them in Alex. Makes my life easier. If the signs are the same, you will. So if the signs are the same, you will add and keep the sign. Period. Okay, if the signs are the same, you will add and keep the sign. I highlighted or boxed in the important words here that are going to be crucial for you to focus on. Okay, what are the crucial words? Same, add, keep, sign. Okay, so for example, with this problem, if the signs are the same, what signs are we talking about? We're talking about the negative and positive signs. Okay, so if I gave you a problem, negative 5 plus negative 4. So you're going to check the signs. What kind of sign does this have? A negative. What kind of sign does this have? A negative. So are they the same signs? Yes. So if they're the same signs, you are going to add. So what's 5 plus 4? 9. And you're going to keep the sign. So we're going to keep the sign. So that means it's negative 9. So if the signs are the same, these are both negative, we're going to add them. We get 9, and we're going to keep the sign. We're okay? So, what if I give you negative 68 plus negative 14? We write this down. Happily, we write this down. Okay, what kind of sign does the first number have? It's a negative. What about the second number? Negative. Also a negative. So they're both negatives, right? So you're going to add. Now, if you want to add on the side, you can go ahead and add on the side. That's perfectly fine. So what's 68 plus 14?
82.
82. And what do I do with the sign? We keep it. So it would be negative 82. We're okay? Does that make sense to all of you? So basically you're looking for the sign. This is a negative. This is a negative. So if they're both negatives, you're going to add and you keep it. You keep it a negative. Got it? It's kind of like a whole bunch of negative tiles. Like I just got a lot of negative tiles. I can't circle anything. So I just have one ginormous negative. All right. rule number 2, which I don't have enough room to write here, so I'm just going to turn my page. If you have enough room, keep it there. Okay, rule number 2. If the signs are different, you will subtract and ask yourself. Okay, if the signs are different, you will subtract. So if you have different signs, you're going to subtract. Okay? Now the tricky part is your final answer a positive answer or a negative answer? And it changes every single time. So you're going to ask yourself, quote, what do you have more of? Question mark. What do you have more of? Do you have, write this down. You make me walk over there and check that you don't have this written down? Dude, I write, I look up, you're still writing. There's no way you finish at the same time I do, unless you're not writing. You're always a couple of seconds after me. Okay, what do you have more of? So once you subtract, you ask yourself, what do you have more of? Do you have more positive numbers or do you have more negative numbers or tiled? So for example, the problem I gave you to start with. Negative 72 plus 36. The negative 72 is a negative. The 36 is a positive. So do you guys see how they're different? One's a negative, one's a positive. So they're different. So when they're different signs, you're going to subtract. Now you can go over here and subtract on the side. And you're going to borrow and do all that fun stuff. So subtract on the side. That's cool. Borrow, use your fingers. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you have to do. What do we get? 24? 44? This gives us 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. I got 36. Okay, we got 36. Okay. Fix it, change it. But are we done? No. The last thing before we finish this question is ask yourself, what do you have more of? Negatives or positives? Yeah, I got negatives. Look at that. I got 72 negatives compared to 36. Who wins the tug of war? The negatives. So therefore your answer, don't forget, is negative 36. Okay. What's negative 50 plus 100? Okay. The first one's a negative. Second one's a positive, right? So you subtract. What's 100 minus 50? Go back to your problem. What do you have more of? More positive, so your answer is positive 50. Or just 50 by itself, right? When it's a positive number, you don't have to write down that it's positive. You just say, less is more. Any questions? Okay, uno más. Negative 6 plus, let's do 8. Real simple. Negative 6 plus 8. First one's a negative, second one's a positive. So we subtract. What do we get? 2. Do you have more positives or negatives? Positives, you're done. All right, what if I give you 10 plus negative 12? I know I lied. It's okay. I'm a teacher. Negative 2. They're pretty easy. I just realized that I put all the negatives first. And I'm like, I got to give you a problem that has a positive first. Does that change anything? No. So even though the positive is first, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't matter the order. You just got to look at them. We have different signs. So we're going to subtract. Then you ask yourself, do you have more positives or do you have more negatives? Oh, I have more negatives, so my answer is negative. Easy enough? Oh, we gotta cut. We're gonna cut today. Oh, great. All right, we're gonna be doing our little one of these. The foldable. All right, now, okay, before we move on, before I teach you how to really put this together, let's just go to this where it says, use the song to remember the pattern. Okay. So blank, sign, blank, and keep. Okay. So same, sign, add, and keep. This song is supposed to go to the tune of row, row, row your boat. Different sign, subtract, same sign, add, and keep, different sign, subtract, keep the sign of the one with the most, then you'll be, we tried first period, what rhymes with this? Keep the sign of the one with the most. What do you have more of? Do you have more positives? Do you have more negatives? And then you'll be done. So then we talked about, okay, what word fits in there? Some kids are done. Then you'll be exact. Then you'll be awesome. Then you'll be correct. Then you'll be amazing. So what word do you want to put in there?